Hey, Adam.
Gwen Stefani, what's happening?
I think I'm ready to start dating again.
What are you looking for?
I'm sick of LA guys. I want someone completely different, maybe from another country, and someone cultured and sensitive and who is not threatened by a strong, confident woman.
On a spotty network, this is what Adam heard.
I'm sick of LA guys. I want someone completely country, uncultured, and threatened by a strong, confident woman.
It's not wings or nachos, it's wings and nachos. Hey, send my onion rings down here.
I have your guy.
Gwen?
Blake? Oh my God, hilarious, right? I mean, no.
What do you mean?
Are you wearing spurs? Did you ride a horse here?
Yeah.
Don't trust your love life to just any network. T-Mobile has more number ones in 5G than any other network.
You need a ride home?
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Hi there. Thank you for coming to StarNet Studios. I appreciate you coming to see us. And we have producer Natasha Sattler with us. She has spent a lot of time in the business. She has worn a lot of hats, acting, producing, working on visual effects. So it's great to have her here with us. How's it going, Natasha?
It's going good. How you doing?
Good. Well, like I said, thank you for coming to see us. So we were talking a moment ago about the Main Street love behind the scenes. So, and the star of it is a little furry friend there. What's his name again? I forget what the character, the real life
we
person.
named him Sam in the commercial. I'm not positive if that's his real name, but
Okay.
yeah, Main Street Sam is this fluffy, I think he's a terrier. He's so cute.
Yeah, he is. He very much is. So let me ask you. So as the producer, how do you bring that together? I mean, I know you'll have a director, and then you'll have casting people, and then obviously. So how does that all come together? Is that? Oh, by the way, this was it was Truist. Is that what the
Truist is the brand. It's a commercial for their bank. So it was sort of we're two banks blending into one, so we're coming together. I did the post-production producing for that commercial. So the agency came to us having shot it during a pandemic, and they had all very masked people and spread out people and a very quiet Main Street. And it's hard when you're shooting in a pandemic to find a way to safely shoot a commercial, but like still tell a story that hits your soul and gets to that root of somebody, especially when they've been doing is sitting and watching TV. So telling it through the eyes of a dog, telling it through the eyes of everything's coming back to normal. This dog is going back to all the stores where he would go in and get treats and look through the windows and see everything opened back up. And that's an easier way to say, like, we're getting there.
So, okay, so you say you worked on the post-production. So it came to you and you were working on the editing and the music. You were supervising all of those aspects?
Yeah, we did primarily the finishing. So any visual effects, any cleanup, color, that kind of thing was done on that commercial. The mix was done at a separate house. But throughout my career, I've worked at pretty much every stage. I spent a few years at a production company, and I've spent the past few years in post-production. It depends. I've done several different stages of it, and I like it all. I haven't found anything I don't like yet.
Excellent. Okay, so going back in time a little bit, you just mentioned the post-production a moment ago. So I saw that you spent some time on Oz the Great and Powerful. You did the visual effects for that.
That was my first big kid job. I don't know how I got so lucky. When I moved, I went to college in Orlando, Florida at UCF. And 10 days later, I packed up and I moved across the country to Los Angeles. And when I moved, which there's sirens right now, you could tell I'm still in Los Angeles. When I packed up and moved across the country, I landed, one of my first jobs was at a visual effects company that was working on the huge Disney production of Oz the Great and Powerful, doing visual effects and cleaning it up and making everyone look beautiful and making the colors really vibrant and come to life. And I don't know how as a 21-year-old I got so lucky as to be a coordinator on that job.
So when you were on your way to Los Angeles, I mean, did you do what? I mean, you packed up the car and then you drove cross country. I mean, you literally did that. So what was your plan at the time? We're like, I mean, now no one really plans on getting into a Disney movie. I'm sure everybody dreams and hopes of it, but you actually did it. So I mean, so what was the thought like when you were on your way, when you were on the road on the highway? What were you thinking might happen at the time?
I landed in Los Angeles hungry. I landed in Los Angeles ready. And I will say, nothing like a week-long drive across the country with nothing but the radio makes you very eager to get moving, to get going. I packed up a car. I drove across the country. I did, I think, 5 nights. And when I landed in Los Angeles, I was like, I'm going to do it all and just see where I land. I had been an actor as a kid, and I was like, I'm going to get an agent, which I started doing before I landed here. So I was like sending out submissions. I had headshots. I had a nice little cover letter that I took a marketing class in college, and they were like, here's how to write a cover letter. So the average person spends like 1 second, 2 seconds. But like, here's how to make their eye go to exactly what you want, like bullet points, bold, whatever you want. Pick like 3 words and make those stand out. So I think I sent cover letters to agents before I got here. And the first week I had like 6 or 7 meetings lined up. I think I sent 200 cover letters and resumes and headshots. And then I landed here and I was like, okay, well, acting clearly won't work 100% of the time. You got to get started, right? So I was like, I'm going to become a stand-in. I did a stand-in on a job for a TV show at the time called House within like a month of landing. I was like, I'm going to get a day job in the industry. I'm not going to become a waiter. So I started applying for literally anything that had the words assistant, coordinator. But I was honest with them when I landed the interview, and I was like, look, I'm also working on becoming an actor and I screenwrite. So I would go to work at this job 10 to 12 hours a day. I was auditioning throughout the day, where the deal that I had made with them is I will work all 10 hours. I will get everything done. But if I have to leave for 2 hours for an audition, that means I'm staying until 9 p.m. It means I'm coming in at 7 a.m. And then I would go home at the end of the day and I would write. And I started writing like screenplays. I just finished and I'm publishing my first book now. But like, I basically came here and I was like, I'm doing it all. I'm going to figure out what sticks, what lands, because a million people in LA are doing the exact same thing. And I was like, if you focus on one thing, you'll never get anywhere. And within about 3 years, I was producing and acting and doing all of the things at the same time.
And one of the things you did, you produced and acted, and like you put together yourself, it was a short called Odd More Now. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. That did a few festivals. I did that one. I did Orders Up. There were a couple. I did a pilot that went around for a bit and didn't land anywhere, like 90% of all pilots. But then, became busy and started focusing on other things. And I still shoot with friends when there isn't a pandemic. I still shoot with friends, and I keep busy because I think it's important to work that muscle.
Yeah, so it certainly is. So like more recently, you have done a lot of commercials like the Truest we were talking about with with our canine friend as a star, but then you've also worked on a commercial with a couple of favorites from The Voice, Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. Is that right?
I just finished that one for the Super Bowl about a month ago. The Super Bowl I landed in broadcast commercials for a very specific reason, and I worked in movie trailers as well for a bit for a very specific reason. These jobs are hot and fast. You are working on these for a couple of weeks, and whether you love them, you hate them, no matter what, they're a couple of weeks and then they're gone. And so I think I've worked on, in like the 8 years I've been doing this, probably over 400 commercials, and I can't remember all of them. 400. But I can tell you, I will remember that one forever. I will remember the Super Bowl spots, the T-Mobile, we did 3 of them, the Tom Brady, the Anderson, and the Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton one. I will remember those forever. They were so much fun. We got, you're up all night. You're like, it's kind of like when you were in school and you were putting together something really cool for a friend, like you were putting on a play or something, and you would stay up all night and you'd rehearse and you'd do everything. It was like that. It was, you know, you have to work really hard at it. Super Bowl can't move. You can't shift the date. It's happening whether you want it to or not. So you can't be like, you know what, this commercial isn't perfect yet. It's not ready. Can we pause for a minute and let it go out in March? No, it's happening when it's happening.
It's the Super Bowl. Yeah.
They're not going to move it for us.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So, commercial is something you're going to kind of focus on for a while. You gonna stick to that, or have some other?
You know, I am, and I wanted to move back to movie trailers. I was in movie trailers for about 3 weeks before the pandemic hit. So I'm looking to move back to movie trailers when theaters open. But yeah, I think for now I'm going to stick with commercials and maybe do a little bit of both for a bit.
That sounds great. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So you came from, you said you went to school in Orlando. Where were you before Orlando? What did you do before that?
I was born in Maryland, outside Washington, D.C. area. So I was actually born up by Delaware and moved when I was 5 and grew up in Maryland. And then, when I was 17, I went to college at UCF and moved out here. I think I'll stay.
Excellent.
It's nice.
Yeah, it certainly is. Okay.
The weather really
well,
gets you.
I'll tell you. Yeah. I mean, I managed to visit some years ago, and I thought it was a great place to visit. I look forward to maybe one day heading out there and seeing some more studio tours. I think that would be something fun to do. Yeah,
Wait until things open back up. I mean, Los Angeles is only fun when things are open. It's not very fun right now. We don't eat inside. There are no studio tours. There's none of that. You can't be in the audience of a TV show right now. Like, wait until it's fun again.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing how people have gotten around that, with the studio audiences and things like that, where you'll see like a backdrop or a curtain where you're used to seeing an audience. So, I mean, that just people have had to innovate and get around things, just like I'm sure that you and your colleagues had to do when you were doing your commercials. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Things have gotten very, very different. A lot of things you'll notice are shot outside or our stock footage. People get very creative. We're lucky we're a creative industry. So when people are like, all right, you got to get creative, we're like, that's what we do.
Yes. I know certainly a lot of people have been tested, and it's working out for a lot of different people. So.
Oh yeah, it's going well.
All right. Okay. Well, Ms. Natasha, I thank you very much for your time here, and it was great talking to you, and we will certainly be on the lookout for what you have going on next. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.